So I'm asking if we could approve those recommendations now.
Okay, thank you. Can we get a motion for that agenda item?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Can we get a vote, Ms. Chisholm?
Dr. Acuff,
Yes.
Ms. Carlson,
Yes.
Ms. McKeever,
Yes.
Ms. Osborne,
Yes.
Mrs. Puryear,
Yes.
Mr. Wade.
Yes.
Great. So next up is an informational item, 2167, the Ktek Foundation Report. I believe we have Ms. Seaman here to present.
Thank you, Ms. Carlson, and good evening to all of you. Thank you for this opportunity to bring you up to date on the activities of the Ktek Foundation. But first, I want to thank Ms. Puryear and Mr. Wade for their dedicated service to Ktek. Your devotion to career and technical education for our students has made a very real difference in keeping this school strong and healthy. We join the Ktek community in thanking you both. As the Foundation Board learns more about Ktek, its challenges and needs, we are becoming more involved. As you will recall, the result of our planning session was to have 3 focus areas. First, recruitment, and that involved the removal of barriers to success. Second was renovation, ensuring the physical environment is conducive to 21st century first-class education. And the third area was advocacy, educating the public, potential students, employers, and policymakers on the value of technical education. Each group has been meeting and taking steps to follow through on our plans. And briefly, I will just tell you some of the things we're doing. We have met with the marketing and public relations staff at Ktek and are working to support their outstanding work. And I must say, Amanda's doing just a terrific job at making Ktek much more visible in the community. We are boosting their social media messages and promoting Ktek activities like spreading the word about Technical Eats lunches and the Thanksgiving dinner offerings. On Technical Eat lunches, we had 2 of our foundation board members offer to, they sent out an email to their email group and offered to buy their lunches in order to support Technical Eats and get more people to become aware of the wonderful food that you can get for lunch there. And as for Thanksgiving dinner, I can personally attest it was great. Our members have been acquainting themselves with the capital improvements budgeting process so that we can support the capital needs of Ktek going forward. We are very pleased that needed repairs will be made. Currently, we are soliciting donations from our members so that we have unrestricted funds to use in support of the routine expenses of the foundation and to support Ktek needs. We will be soliciting funds from the business community either later this month or into next year. They have a very important stake in Ktek being a state-of-the-art school that has the resources to prepare their workers. We are currently meeting with newly elected city school board members and have arranged tours of Ktek to familiarize them with both the offerings at Ktek and the physical facilities. So you can see we are just beginning. We must all work together, the center board, the school boards, the Ktek staff, and the foundation to be sure our students in the business community are well served. And thank you very much. I'm happy to entertain questions.
Does anyone have any questions about the work the Foundation Board has been doing? Thank you so much for providing that update. It's good to hear all the great things that you guys are doing and all the momentum that you have. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So the next item on the agenda will be item 2168, an informational item where we will be hearing about the program of studies.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to present on a few changes, actually just 2 small changes to the program of study for Ktek for the 2022-23 school year. Over the past 3 years, the Center Board has been hugely supportive of initiatives that we've made, and we made significant changes to the program of study over the last 2 years. So this year, we really only have a couple of changes to make while the other things are finally coming to fruition. During my tenure, we have recommended the addition of a course called Salon Assisting, and it's been in our program of study, and we have never had enrollment in the course. So I'm recommending removal of a Salon Assisting, as well as removal of culinary specialization, just so that we can make sure to get students that may want to enter culinary arts or salon or cosmetology, and making sure that they know that they can come into those classes. We've not had requests for either one of those courses over my time at Ktek. So those are the only 2 changes that I'm recommending for our program of study for the upcoming school year. And I'm happy to answer any questions, of course.
Thank you for that presentation, Ms. Carter. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Carter?
Ms. Carter, I mean, this is probably a baseline question. I noticed in the program of studies, it says that we have 1 academy and then other programs. What criteria do we use to differentiate?
The academies were put in place, I guess, several years ago before my time.
Right. I remember the consultant, Grant Tate, proposing academies. So I just see that we have 1 academy, which is health and medical sciences, which parallels to what we have at Monticello. But
yes. To be truly honest with you, I don't know what qualifies as the academy. When we closed the IT program, then I removed that academy, and our other courses really are independent, and we don't within our school have independent academies. I don't know what differentiates them, to be totally honest.
Okay.
I can find out the history, and I'm sure we'll be happy to get back to you, but the true answer is I don't know.
No, I mean, I think I got on the board just as the presentation and the proposal for having different academy strands at Ktek was presented. And then, well, it didn't quite fulfill its promise, let's just say. So
Right.
I was just wondering, it was the first time I had noticed that in the program of studies. So I thought I would ask. We may need to revisit that at some point.
Thank you. Maybe we just need to remove that 1 academy. I think we see Ktek as really its standalone learning community, as skilled trades. Well, that's what we're teaching our students. And so we really see ourselves under that umbrella with 1 or 2 courses and some of our career pathways. I don't know that it makes sense to differentiate our tiny school into different academies.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a question, Ms. Carter. When you say getting rid of the culinary specialization, what does that culinary 2? That's in the what is culinary specialization?
Currently, we have 4 levels of culinary arts that we offer. 1 is Introduction to Culinary, 1 is Culinary Arts 1, and we have Culinary Arts 2, and we have Culinary Specialization. And the idea was that maybe a student that wanted to come back post high school could come and work at the food bus, but we've just never had that take off at all. And we've never had any requests for the class. I think that if we had a student wanting to come back post high school, we would try to work with them in another way or put them into culinary arts too.
Well, I guess since Ms. Coulson asked, I will ask then about the cosmetology assistant. I mean, at one point, perhaps last year, someone made the statement that any one of our programs would result in at least the minimum wage, $15 minimum wage, a living wage. And I know that that would not get anyone there, that specialization. So
Salon
that was just a
assisting,
comment. Pardon?
salon assisting,
Right.
yeah.
Looping back to Dr. Acuff's comments, do we need to take, what is the kind of the consensus there about taking out the academy thing, or we'll just put that on a future agenda? No, not that we need to take action right now. I just don't want that to disappear into the cloud and never be brought up if that's something you're considering.
I think at the next board meeting, we vote on the program of study. If you would like, I would be more than happy to get a little bit more historical background and come back with a recommendation. I shared my recommendation right now without having that background, but I'm happy to gather it and then at the next board meeting, give you my recommendation and circle back on that topic.
Okay, that sounds good. And then we can just learn more. Are there any other questions about the program of studies?
I just want to say thank you to the Center Board for being so supportive of all of the changes that we've made over the years. I worried a little bit about having so few changes, but it's truly because you have been supportive and we've seen so many things that we wanted to happen. So we're kind of at a, this year going into a place where we're going to see the work that we've done come to fruition. So I just wanted to say thank you for your support around all of those, my crazy ideas and changes that we've made. They're happening.
I'll speak for the board when it's our pleasure. It's nice that you're putting such thought into the program of studies and keeping it relevant.
Thank you.
So the next agenda item is number 2169, which is the funding request proposal. This is for information at this meeting. Ms. Carter, do you have a presentation?
I do. I have a sheet that I want to share that's that gives a little bit more clarity and transparency from our last meeting, wanting to make sure that you guys are really understanding the budget, the funding request. Also, I have two big updates from the last meeting that you can see we've decreased the overall funding request because I've had several meetings and we got some capital improvement items resolved. So I'm going to go through and then I will pause for questions. This is our overall budget request. And you can see that we have reduced the overall increase from over 8% to 4.71%. Within our budget, our classroom instruction total, most of our areas, the increase is what we anticipate salary increases being and benefits increases being as well. Under the classroom instruction, you can see we have an overall increase of $90,000. Outside of our staffing increases, we also have not staffing, but our salary and benefits increases. We also have bumped up a couple of our instructional budgets because of market price increases in building trades, culinary arts, and electricity. We have decided to just add a little bit to those instructional budgets. We're also reducing the cost for dual enrollment, but it's truly an accounting function that the revenue, it won't be really considered as revenue because it's truly reimbursements. So that's an accounting change. But overall, this line item has a 4.9% increase, and you can see some further details there. We also are increasing our technology lines. We're establishing a refreshment cycle for outdated technology and are anticipating the need to replace phones and some computers. So we wanted to make sure we were prepared for that. Also, just an overall increase in cost for these items. We are bumping that budget up about 25% with an additional $5,000. We're requesting that. The Office of the Director has an overall increase of 6.56% or $37,611. That is salary and benefits, and also an additional $5,000 in our advertising and marketing budget line. We feel like it's really important for us for recruitment and also just overall community messaging to continue to invest in advertising and marketing. Our fiscal services lines, that is all salary and benefits, and an increase of 4.13% or $5,655. We don't anticipate any increase in vehicle operation totals. Our building services, in addition to the salary and benefits, we are decreasing our budget by $1,000 for postal services. We just don't mail as much as we used to. And this year's budget includes some space renovation funding that we do not anticipate needing for next year. So we're reducing that budget by $33,826 for an overall reduction of $28,869. And part of this, you'll see at the end, part of the building services total reduction is that we are anticipating additional funding from Charlottesville City and Albemarle County to do some one-time renovations that need to be done as well. We're not anticipating increases for grounds services or for board and retiree totals. Our maintenance management total, this is all salary and benefits, and it is a 4.16% increase or $3,429. The high school total budget is $2,673,715, and that is an overall increase of 3.6% or $112,848. Our adult education budget, we are in, which is self-funded through revenue generated by tuition. We are anticipating a 15.66% increase or $49,943. And that is, again, that's all self-funded. So a lot of that is salary and benefits, but also we're anticipating an increase in the need for database technical support, as well as instructional supplies due to market increases. That brings our entire budget to $3,619,475. It's an overall increase of $162,791 or 4.71%. Broken down, you can see here that the revised budget, we are asking Albemarle County for an additional $75,495 or 3.81%, and Charlottesville City for $22,568 or 3.68%. We're anticipating using about 20% less from our fund balance for next year. And we're anticipating a small increase from the VDOE, although that's not really known until the end of the fiscal year. We are anticipating a 27.54% increase from adult ed and a small reduction from other funding sources, such as rent. With COVID, we really have not rented the building or let other outside entities pay to come in and use our building. So again, that brings our entire budget down to a 4.71% increase. As I mentioned with the facilities budget above, there are some small capital improvements that we know need to be made, including a student restroom in the electricity lab and the repair to the floor in the culinary lab. Those two projects together will cost $125,000. They are not in our operating budget. They will be funded from our fund balance, $40,000, and then Albemarle County and Charlottesville City will fund the additional $85,000 evenly. That's a lot of words, but I hope everybody was able to follow and please let me know if you have questions.
Thank you for that presentation, Ms. Carter. Does anyone have any questions?
I've been on the board long enough, I should know this, but how does Ktek get its health insurance? Does it go through the city or the county, or do you have to purchase commercial insurance?
We're part of Albemarle County's group.
Okay. Thank
They
you.
process our payroll. All of our staff are considered Albemarle County public school employees and treated the same way.
I should have known about that, but thank you,
Okay.
Ms. Carter.
It's really confusing. It's very nuanced. Are there any other questions?
I had a quick one. What is the board and retirees category?
There is a small stipend that's paid to board members. And that's what that is, that line. We did not write in a raise for our board members. Maybe I should have done that.
Are we talking about us? We get paid for this?
Yes. It's
I just investigated this good train. I've been on there for 6 years and I've never noticed. I think it's like $120 twice a year or something. It's not very
That
much.
changes things. No, I'm joking.
I know. Everyone will be clamoring to be on the board now.
it's a very insignificant amount of money.
Are there any other questions? Okay, hearing none, what are the next steps, Ms. Carter, on that informational this time?
At the
What's the
next
timeline?
board meeting, you all will vote, hopefully, to approve it, but your next board meeting is action. And so between now and then, if there are any questions or I need to make any revisions, please let me know and I'll present those at the next meeting, and then there should be action taken on it.
Okay, great. Thank you for that amount of detail. I appreciated it.
Absolutely. And I've sent an email too. So it's in the board book, but I also sent an email. So if you need to look at it and not just listen to me rambling off numbers, you should have access to it.
Okay. So next up, moving right along, will be agenda item 2170, which is all the comments from people. So we'll start with, well, I guess we can do whatever order you'd like, but we'll start with you, Ms. Carter, if you have any comments.
Thank you. I do have a few comments. I could not let this evening go without recognizing it as a monumentous occasion as two of our longstanding board members, Mrs. Leah Freer and Mr. Juan Diego Wade, retire from their positions on the Charlottesville City School Board. It was a privilege to be at the last city school board meeting to hear so many community members, as well as current and former staff members, extol the virtues of Mrs. Freer and Mr. Wade. Both of them have worked selflessly in their respective positions for 15 years. I personally have been so fortunate to serve at their pleasure for nearly 11 years during my tenure at Charlottesville City Schools and now CATEC. What has always struck me about both Mrs. Freer and Mr. Wade is not only their dedication to their public positions, but also to keeping students at the center of that service. I have experience with both of them calling me about individual students, offering to mentor, asking what students need. In every role, I've observed them advocating for students individually and collectively, and the children under their care have benefited greatly from that focus. Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I dare say that throughout the last 15 years, they have certainly learned about themselves, but also guided many others on their journeys. I know this is not a goodbye, but I see you later as both continue to pursue their passion for public service. I thank them for all they have done for CATEC and for our broader school communities, for their passion for CTE and for students. The ripples of your impact will be felt for many years to come. So it's with great honor that I say thank you to both of you for all you've done. I know the next item is, I'm sorry, did you want to say something, Ms. Paulson?
Well, I didn't know if you were done with your comments. I am going to take a little time and just say, we're going to miss you. I know when I came on, you two were, seemed so experienced and were so helpful and kind. I know both of you outside of the Ktek board. Juan, you invited me to your office to help me find a job when I was looking for a job. Ms. Purrier, I remember when I went to the conference, my very first one, I'm like, should I even be here? I just gotten elected and I didn't know. And you both have been so friendly and welcoming. And this is the only board where I get to serve with you. So I just wanted to take time and say, thank you so much. You're wonderful public servants. And I know you'll continue to go on and do great things. And I don't know if any other person wants to speak up, but 16 is a long time. So thank you. Okay. That's all.
I want to, Ms. Coulson, the next item is for the adult education coordinator to make comments. And so we have a new adult education coordinator, and I was hopeful just to take a moment to introduce him to the center board, and then I will let him make a few comments. Jason, you can see Jason Amos is on the Zoom, and he is a graduate of Albemarle High School and retired from the Navy in 2020. Most recently, he served as a long-term sub at Louisa High School, and he's finishing up his degree in workforce education and development. And that, along with his extensive military training, make him a perfect choice to lead the adult education and apprenticeship department. Jason's proven track record includes recruiting and marketing, data trend and analysis, facilities, maintenance, budget and financial oversight, instruction and leadership development, mentoring, and community outreach. Jason comes so highly recommended from his references, and I am truly excited. It's only his second day here, so I was sort of talking for him right now, and I'm going to let him say a few things, but I'm truly, truly excited to have him. Shannon has done an absolutely undeniably incredible job in that role, but I feel very confident with Jason stepping in behind her. So I will let Jason say a few things.
All right, thank you, Ms. Carter. I really appreciate those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a very transparent person, so I don't really have any information to give to you other than I'm trying to digest everything there is to know about this job, and I'm trying to do that as quickly as I possibly can, so that way I can produce effectively as a team member. Shannon's been great so far, and the team has been great. We're trying to get me up to speed as quickly as possible. So please forgive me for the lack of an update today, but I promise you that this will be the last time that that happens, and I'll give you a solid update on in the January update. If there's any questions you have or concerns, just feel free to let me know, and I will dig deep into those and follow up with you very quickly. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for those. Thank you for the comments. If you could go ahead and speak about a nuanced understanding of the finances of the adult ed program, I'd like, no, I'm joking. Great. We're excited to have you with us. Moving on to the next one will be Mr. Smith. Do you have any comments for tonight?
I do not. Thank you, though.
Okay. So the next agenda item will be 2171, other business by board or superintendents. Do we have Dr. Haas, Dr. Gurley? I'm going to assume doctor, but maybe. Yes. Dr. Gurley, do you guys have any comments? I'm sorry, I didn't know that off the bat. Okay, I will say really quickly, Juan, Miss Chisholm, we have a prepared thing that I need to sign, and then we will get it out to you. I think we have a letter of recognition or something that we are signing. I hope I'm getting that correct.
A little token. Here's a token.
Yes, okay. So that will be, we'll send out an email about that, or maybe you already know, but I just wanted to make that clear. We're not in person, so we couldn't give it to you.
Oh, thank you.
The last item is we do have a closed session. Ms. McKeever, do you have a motion on that? Ms. Chisholm, do you have a motion that you could share on the screen?
I don't have it that I can share on the screen. I can forward the email to you again. Let me find that real quickly.
Did you send it today?
I sent it on Friday.
Okay. Let me just, I can double check.
2 seconds real quick.
Oh, there it is.
You have it? Okay.
Okay, I move that the CATEC board go into closed session as authorized by the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, Section 2.23711A of the Code of Virginia, under subsection 3 for discussion and consideration of the acquisition of real property for the public purpose or of the disposition of publicly held real property where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body. And subsection 5, for the discussion concerning a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the business or industry's interest in locating or expanding its facilities in the community. And subsection 8, for consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by the Ktek Center Board regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel.
Second,
Can we have a vote, Ms. Chisholm?
Dr. Acuff,
yes.
Ms. Carlson,
Yes.
Ms. McKeever,
Yes.
Ms. Osborne,
Yes.
Mrs. Puryear,
yes.
Mr. Wade.
Yes.
Great. That having passed, let's go ahead and meet in the closed session. The link was in the calendar invite. I will see you guys on the other side. right, do we have everyone? Yes.
Okay, I move that the board certify. Do you mind if I go ahead, Ms. Coulson?
Yep.
Go ahead. I move the board certify that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered.
Second,
Can we have a vote, Ms. Chisholm?
Dr. Acuff,
yes.
Ms. Coulson,
Yes.
Ms. McKeever,
Yes.
Ms. Osborne,
Yes.
Mrs. Puryear,
Yes.
Mr. Wade.
Yes.
Well, that brings us to our last agenda item. It's only 55 minutes long. No, I'm joking. It's adjournment. We're done.
Thank you, guys. It's
I
been an
like that
honor.
Ms.
I like
Coulson,
that I have a captive audience for my terrible jokes, and I get to see all your faces.
Ms. Coulson,
Yes,
before you go, I want to just make sure there was nothing you need to vote on coming out of closed session.
thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. We do not have anything to vote on after
Thank
this closed session. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. We will
Thank
miss you.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks again.